Welcome back to another episode of the Dreamers to Doers podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Birkbeck, and today is a day that I am joined by the whole crew around this table. And guys, this one is hilarious. And let me just tell you up front, we are definitely not the experts on this topic. In fact, maybe quite the opposite. And after these conversations, I have to say, I personally felt like I was walking through the school halls naked because this was so vulnerable and I was so honest. And I may or may not have been called out a time or two by the gal across from the table. But it's okay because we loved this episode and we simply wanted to talk with you about what it looked like to steward our body, our mind, and our spirit. Because you know that trying to walk out your calling while you're wondering, am I going to get all my steps in today? Am I going to drink enough water? Or even figure out how you're going to feed your family tonight a well-balanced meal while you're standing in the kitchen at 3 p.m. shoveling goldfish down your throat. So I hope you enjoy this episode as much as I did, because this is for you, the women who maybe feel caught between wanting to honor God with your whole life, but also feeling completely overwhelmed by the pressure to get it all perfectly right. We're right there with you. We're also dealing with these things too. This is for you who's maybe dealing with hormone shifts. Oh my goodness, talk about that. Weight gain, mental overwhelm, and even wondering how your physical rhythms are affecting your spiritual clarity. We are in this together and we are sharing our real struggles. Lots of them, our epic fails, and plenty of what not to do, because sometimes I think it's the best teaching. It comes from admitting right where you are in the middle of figuring it out. This isn't about perfect balance or having it all together. Quite the opposite. It's about gaining an eternal perspective and showing up in every season just where you are, even if that season involves a few more goldfish than you'd like to admit. So grab your cup of coffee or maybe your water bottle if you're doing really good today, and let's dive into this wild, crazy, beautiful mess of an episode together. Welcome back, guys. Dreamers to Doers. We're taking a little bit of a left. Actually, we're not, because this applies. It always applies to how we can walk out our calling, do the things that God's calling us to do, but we can't do it if our body isn't taken care of. So we are taking a little, I want to call this fun, but this is also not a fun episode because none of this is funny to me.
We're keeping it real.
But we are keeping it very real, talking about stewarding our body, mind, and spirit. And so we also feel like there is a sure title that's going to come out of erupt from this episode that won't be that. But just to give you context of what we kind of wanted to go into. And also, to give context, we are certainly not nutritionists or experts in this department. I have not gone to school for this or researched or studied. I am quite the opposite. More of what I will probably share personally, you guys probably have better things to say, but is more of a what not to do versus a how to. So
this is not medical advice, Sarah.
This is not medical. I know. Disclaimer. Yeah. Can we put a red disclaimer on the bottom? This is not. Do not take anything I say seriously. Yes. Do not purchase any of the vitamins I talk about because I don't even know if they work. Okay.
Did you take your vitamins since you've been here?
No, I have a whole. You call me out like that on the mind, body, spirit.
Did you bring a pill box?
I have my entire pill box. It has been traveling with me for the last
and labeled
2.5 weeks because we've been traveling quite a bit. It is all color coded. 3 times a week. I have 8, there's 8 or 9 vitamins in every pouch. I got them stuffed. I've got my green powder. Do you think I've taken that?
It's still full.
Still fully stuffed.
No.
Jerk, you saw it in my purse and you called me out. You were waiting for this. This is almost better than Jeffy calling me out for bathing with my husband.
I never called you. I just simply asked. And
she was so innocent. Listen, I noticed and I asked because I was proud of you and intrigued by it.
And then you were
I'm not there yet.
Working? I'm like, well, we won't know because I haven't taken them. We will never know.
You've done the first step.
I did. And it was my last summer I turned 40 and it was my I had so many things. I still have nodules on my teeth because I am still in process of Invisalign too. Guys, this is why I should not be on this episode. Okay?
No, I'm proud of you.
This is not my calling. This is not where I'm strongest. And I went to I guess she's called a naturopath doctor. Again, disclaimer, you don't have to do any of these things. Like this is just what I did because I was like, I'm turning 40 and I'm going to figure this all out. And I got a lot of vitamins that I'm a year out and I am still, the verdict is still out because I don't think I've taken them consecutively enough to see. Yes. Lord willing. Okay. So I thought we'd kick this episode off with not that. Thank you. But we did. Just even sharing a little humor with our friends. I sent, and Taylor was like, all you have to do is go back into our, what are these called? DMs to find the funny stuff. And surely it is all there because everything we send each other is like about PMS or perimenopause or children or your house being on fire and you're drinking coffee. And my favorite one right now that's rolling around, I actually think Corey sent me this one. It says, I used to think PMS was bad. Then I met my older unhinged sister, perimenopause. Guys, she's a real beast.
Fact. Yes.
Also to like touch on age situation. So if you're tuning in and you're like, wow, I don't even know what that word means. I think, first of all, I think you should keep listening because you're going to be in for a ride. And then I wish like I had women from other seasons on here, but you know what? We don't. And if I could have my mom on this episode, she is like my aging queen right now because not just how her skin looks, but how her aging is there's stuff that just goes on in your soul as you age. And I feel like she does it with such grace because she does it with the Lord. And it really matters to her that she understands the season that she's in. So if I could have her on, I would, but we don't. So you're going to get content from a couple of 40-year-olds.
She ain't receiving that.
She ain't received that.
38.
38. Some change. And counting. 40.
Just turned 45.
45.
Caboose of the group. I'm 36. I think I said that. I'm like, am I actually 36?
Are you?
That's a sign of perimenopause.
Are you?
You start forgetting
those middle years, they all just like smush together.
Is this a part of the middle 30s?
It is.
That we need to discuss.
But I will be repping the mid 30 group here.
And also talking us off of the ledge as we embark on some things that you probably don't even want to hear about right now. Okay. Also, I have to show one more meme and then we're actually going to share some things of significance. Potentially.
We're not guaranteed.
Okay. This is one, if you're not on YouTube, you should be. And it's this cat and it says, I think they're going to put it up on the screen for us. And it says, all of the problems that I've created during my premenstrual week. If you know, you know. Okay. And it's literally this cat with sunglasses at the computer. And it says, me during my period, pretending it wasn't all me. You gotta love the cat.
Oh my goodness.
With the fire in the background.
Guys.
I've got another meme. I know you said
please
back
tell
row,
us.
but if this doesn't just sum up what we as women are up against, me trying to go to the gym, work, have a social life, save money, drink water, call my parents, text my friends back, clean the house, have alone time, and not have a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
It's like the list of things as a woman is very long.
Yeah.
We got to get our steps in, dinner on the table, protein. Are we counting our grams of protein?
Oh my gosh, please.
Macros. I mean, there's just so many buzzwords.
Yeah.
Especially for our age group, women. And it's a lot. It's a lot.
There is a lot of noise on what to do and what not to do. Even like the supplements. I'm joking, saying don't listen to anything I say, but because I don't want to be more noise in your airways telling you, you should try this, you should try, we hear about each other trying different things. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do that now because I'm getting magnesium to spray on the bottom of my feet because of last night.
And it has to be aloe.
Yes.
Made by aloe.
Aloe
version of
Yes.
magnesium.
Not paid by aloe. Yes. But if you want to sponsor, hit us up.
Because she confirmed it's not sticky.
Correct.
And it'll help us sleep. Sleep is a thing.
Sleep is reparative for us.
Sleep is a problem. So anybody want to chime in on anything? I don't know. I have no transition for this.
Okay, I'm going to chime in, and I'm not going to take us away from this because this is our whole point of conversation.
You're taking us to the word.
I'm going to take us to the word.
Oh
Here's why. Because I know this is the anchor. This is where we're living from. This is what's truth. This is what we know. So many of us have memorized this verse since we were young. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all the other things will be added to you as well. I want to read it really quick from the Passion. It says, above all, constantly chase after the realm of God's kingdom and the righteousness that proceeds from him. And then all these less important things will be given to you abundantly. I think it's key with this, because this is a big topic, as you said. It's key to you are on your journey with the Lord. We're all going to even go through perimenopause, whatever. It's all going to look a little different. We're going to have similarities. It's going to look a little different. I believe, this is for me personally, that what I have gleaned the most in my mid-40s, approaching that time, I wouldn't say I'm probably fully in that yet. I don't even know how it works. I don't even know all the different stages of it. But seeking the kingdom of God is the first and foremost important thing, because we are spirit, souls, and bodies. God wants us to take care of our bodies and our souls. I do believe in the church, in the, spheres we're in, emotions have been talked about a lot. Jenny Allen, I think, has done a great job of really addressing untangling your emotions, because that's a part of our health, is if we're stuffing things, if we're not, addressing certain things. There is a scripture, this is 3 John, not 1st.
Okay.
But in 3 John, he says, I pray that you would prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. So there's an alignment with how our physical body is doing. Oftentimes will tell us a story about how the inside's doing. So it's important that we pay attention. And as we're aging, sometimes things we've done or we've not addressed for 10 years, all of a sudden we're like, oh, that thing that I'm not doing, or that I'm not drinking water, it will eventually start showing up in our physical body. And a lot of times it's because we're not really caring for ourselves, because we're pouring out into so many people in our 30s, lots of children, all of that.
That's right.
So let's stay on the realm though of physical body too, because I do think that's an important part of being in the 30, 40 year range. How do y'all take care of your body?
I mean, a lot of ways, and it's looked different over time too. I feel like in my maybe mid to late 20s, it's like something clicked in my head, oh, I can't just eat the way I've always eaten and my metabolism's just going to do what it's always done. Things changed. I had babies. My body looked different. And so I found Peloton. I mean, that was kind of when Peloton was hitting in-home fitness solutions, apps, and I just literally started biking and moving my body. And from there, they have all different modalities, but strength training, going on walks outside. And it's not regimen for me, what every day looks like. And right now, actually, you talk about body, mind, soul, spirit, you can't disconnect them. They're all connected.
That's right.
And I actually walked through a season of grief, and it's the body keeps the score. There's that book.
Absolutely.
It impacted my physical body so much so I lost weight. I was so unmotivated to work out. It would almost make me physically sick to even think about. So I just had to look for gentler ways to care for my body. Okay, Lord, I can't pick up weights today. That sounds terrible. but let's go on a walk together. Let's like get in creation. Let's move my body. And I think even just being physical, standing up from a table or a couch, getting out of bed, like those are the things that a body in motion stays in motion. So right now, it's a lot of walking. A lot of walking.
Which is really important, especially when you do maybe have a job that you're very computer, spreadsheet, email based. Like, I know it was interesting. I got an Apple Watch and, you know, it's tracking steps all day or whatever. And then you look at the end of the day, and my husband would have a lot more steps than me, like every time.
Jeremy.
I'm like, what are you doing? Tell me.
Where are you walking at?
And I could feel, I mean, he was judging me. He was like, Taylor, that is like, took 2 steps today. Congratulations. And I'm thinking, I'm not lazy. I'm not bored. But, you know, when your busyness is sometimes tied to a computer, and a lot of times mine is, you know, it's interesting how low on steps you are, and you don't even realize it, you know? And so it was a helpful indicator of just like, I actually have to make a very conscious effort to just move my body more. And that's really what he was saying to me very lovingly. He's like, hey, you just kind of need movement. Like you're being too stagnant, which we compare this to our spiritual life a whole lot, you know? And so anyway, just even being aware of that, because I would have not described myself as like an inactive, unmotivated, not moving person.
Couch potato.
Yeah, girl.
No,
I'm not watching my stories, eating my bonbons all day. I don't have time for that, you know? But it was an interesting just way to like kind of self-reflect and really see and just make it, man, I gotta make an effort.
I mean, we talked about in another episode about knowing our kind of our calling and what lane we're in. I think it's also really key with stewarding our mind, our body, and our spirit is also knowing our season. And I was at a dinner and Jamie was actually talking about this, how you look at a toddler and we celebrate all these big milestones of when they, you know, start walking and then, you know, the solid foods and then they're walking and now kindergarten and you're watching their mind develop and now they can talk more. And we're identifying all of these milestones when children are younger. Even my 14-year-old, like there's milestones that he's going through that are different. But then eventually we stop and we're just adulting and momming and watching all of our kids go through the milestones, but we're actually going through them too. And and I think this conversation came up because quite literally hitting 40 that whole summer before, there was just something shifting inside of my physical body, my emotional, spiritual, everything was, I was hitting an actual milestone, which you're thinking, oh yeah, we chose 40 to make some big celebration, but it is truly this change in who we are and a new milestone, but we don't identify that. So James and I were talking about this, like we just have to identify what season we're in because we start acting like we're in our 20-year-olds
grinded out season
bodies. Yeah. Or grinded out, like forfeit, you know, and you're like you were saying too, I mean, my youngest is 5 now. And so this is the first time for me that I haven't had someone that I've got to carry on my hip and I am like constantly having to make food for her. She's just getting more self-sufficient, which gives me time to, hey, all those things that I acted like I couldn't do because of my kids is now I'm not 20 anymore. And so I'm going to need to start caring for things. I got to take those vitamins.
Well, and I think Colleen, the last season, made mention of God giving her this revelation of like, okay, if I'm going to be alive, say 80, 90 years, how am I going to go from that place of if I'm going to be in ministry, if I'm going to do what you've called me to do, how can I take care of myself? Like from then, like looking like from the big picture, the long game of like, how am I going to care for my body now so that when I'm in my 70s, 80s, I'll still be as strong as I can be, you know, by the grace of God. And I think that it requires us to pay attention to our physical bodies, our souls. And Yeah. And I think there's a lady I heard the other day who said something I thought was so good. But she said the reason we get stuck a lot of times is because we are still walking in assignments that have expired.
Wow.
And I believe that like we have to kind of a 40-year-old milestone is a big deal, but it also got you to a place where you were starting to consider, okay, I need to look after my body. I do need to consider certain things. And maybe there are assignments that have expired.
Yeah.
And because I remember you saying, even using the word stuck, like I feel stuck. And I think to evaluate, okay, why do I feel stuck even in my body or even my soul? Like emotionally, I feel stuck. Why do we feel stuck? Because maybe we are in an assignment that's actually expired that we need to let go of and maybe bring something new in, or
and being okay to let go.
Being okay to let go.
And I mean, even we had a conversation last night in the hot tub about things that we are going to let go of with Refresh. And some of the reasoning is because I'm too tired.
Yeah.
I'm like, and what's crazy is it's actually not going to, I don't think anyone will even notice, because what it won't do is slow us down. It'll actually propel us forward. The things that we're shifting into are actually going to make us provide more content and more things for people and propel us forward faster. It's just, like you said, is have some things, what was expired?
Assignments that have expired that we're still holding on to.
Yeah.
I wanted to share that, I also important to note how when we're how we steward our body, mind, and spirit affects how we show up in what we're called to do. And so I'll share, in my personal experience, and I shared a little bit about this last season. I think it was an episode about enough where I shared about, going through a lot of weight gain, a lot significant, over 70 pounds weight gain. And to your point of how your body keeps score, I truly believe that was triggered when we received our son's diagnosis, special needs diagnosis. And it was almost like a flip just switched off my body, and my adrenal glands were shot.
Couldn't do anything.
There was nothing I could do that would fix. I mean, I was juicing celery every morning and doing all sorts of things. I hired a running coach and gained 18 pounds. I mean, and that was really, that was a 5-6 year journey of trying to find things that would work, that would only take me 3 steps back. And so it's not, I guess I'm also trying to say, if you're doing the things and it's not working, it's okay to keep pivoting until, to give yourself grace. But all that to say, I did notice that there was a connection with how I showed up, and thankful for community that kept linking arms with me and pushing me and lifting my arms up so that I could continue the call that God had on my life, right? So still showing up for Refresh. And I shared that story on the other episode, so go check it out. But it does affect how you show up. And so I do now more than ever. And very transparently, I got weight loss surgery. So I got gastric sleeve surgery, and that was the decision for me. Don't go run and do that. That was a life-altering decision that should not be made off of you hearing me say this on a podcast. But that's what worked for me and was the tool that helped me. And I can see how now that the weight is gone, now that the clarity that has come, how it helps me. So for me, you were saying walking, running. And honestly, I should probably be strength training, but what running does for me with my mental health, my emotional health, and just the combination is a better ROI for me on running. And so that's my thing, and that's what I go to. And I just think it's important to note that if you are not showing up in the way that feels good for you, even mentally, emotionally, it's probably there might be a physical component there that you should be encouraged to address.
I'm really curious. I'd love to hear from y'all about, we have like all of these metrics now and data points available to us. I mean, everything has a corresponding app that goes with it. We've got our smartwatches, we've got step trackers, Taylor telling us in our face every day, like, how'd you perform? How'd you do? We have Aura rings. Okay. We have Aura rings. We have rings to tell us our sleep score. And I think all of these metrics are good, but how do we, maybe even like a scale, old school, straight up. Like, how do we not become slaves to the numbers and the metrics, but to use them instead as a guide, just an indicator? Yeah. Like, where are you all with that?
I feel like we talked about that on an episode last time too with Colleen. I think it was the three of us and Colleen. And I don't have an answer to that because that's not my struggle.
Okay.
And I literally don't know the last time I've ever gotten on a scale. I don't know. I would wear one of those watches, but I never even I had an Apple Watch. I never even programmed anything because I literally don't care. And maybe I should.
Well,
and that's kind of the thing.
It's a freedom also you have that if other people don't have that freedom, they can look and be like, oh, she's so free. Like it's,
but I probably
we were talking
use
about that
a little bit of metrics in my life to be like, I should take my vitamins 3 times a day. 1, 2, 3.
Morning.
So I should wear the ring. I mean, the thing with the ring, I'm like, it's just going to tell me you had real crap sleep last night because,
and I don't really want to know
but
that.
You already
Can I
know.
tell you something about what perimenopause says? This is new, guys. This is new information. This just started happening this summer.
Hot off the press.
Oh,
hot off the press.
I'm not sleeping anymore. Okay,
so sorry.
It's I live in I think
It's terrible.
I'm going off course. We're going back to
Share.
I'm gonna tell the people. I think what's happening is maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. I should get a ring and it would tell me probably
what's going on. Yeah.
I think at 4 o'clock in the morning, I think what's happening is my mind is waking up. And so then I have stress dreams until I wake up in the morning.
And hormones
I am not
do affect your sleep.
Which is why I know everything's
it's all connected.
Everything's changing. It's all changing. And it is connected. And I know that's what it is. And I don't have the answers, people. So if you're here listening, what did she do? Nothing. I have an eye twitch and I haven't slept in days. So call me.
But that magnesium spray is really going to help you.
I am going to buy the magnesium. James and I are so old. We're like, did you take your magnesium tonight? Oh, yes. Maybe we'll get a good night's sleep. Okay. So to your answer, I'm not the one to answer.
I'll take it for a minute. And I'm not saying I have a great answer. I'm just saying,
Lord,
Taylor. Well, we talk a lot at Refresh about identity. We really do. And I think that is a really good indicator. If you are looking to a scale to validate your identity and that you're okay, or you're looking at your watch and it's like, I only got to 5,000 steps, not 10,000 steps, and now I'm a failure. I'll never.
If it adjusts even your mood or your attitude, I would almost encourage you not to do it.
That's right.
Because then you're probably codependent.
It becomes unhealthy.
You just explained what codependency is. You're probably codependent on a number to dictate your feelings.
Yes. And I want to be healthy. I do want tools to help me and maybe just even give me a level of an awareness, and that's really why I was referencing the watch is I was probably very unaware for a long time. So I think the awareness is helpful. But the bottom line is with my personality, I'm still going to have the brownie at 9 p.m. that has no protein in it, And so we can have these moments where we do realize, I got to make a change. I got to make an adjustment. I got to make an edit. But if the core of our identity is being attacked and you're having thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I'm not measuring up, I'll never be, I'm a disappointment, I'm a loser, especially now that I've put on a few pounds or my body has changed or I'm not achieving as much. That's an issue. That is an issue. Yeah. And I will bring you a brownie personally and we will have it together.
And I'm probably, again, I keep saying I'm the wrong person to talk about any of this stuff because I feel so in my own, I don't think what I'm doing is healthy, guys. But I do. I get so riled. I'm like, I will feed you a McDonald's burger right now. If you order one more salad, I'm going to get you the McDonald's burger. I'm just kidding. But the pendulum also isn't to swing all the way back.
Yes.
I know I've used John and Lisa's a lot of examples, but it's just mainly because they're examples in our lives that I really glean from. But he is very much, I don't think he even eats sweets or candy or has dessert.
Extremely disciplined.
He is an extreme individual, but that's also his personality.
Sure, yes.
And it is not his identity.
Right.
Mhm.
And Lisa's the opposite. I mean, she like one morning, she's like putting an ice cream scoop in my coffee. She's like, try this, will be so good. And John's like, what are you doing? So it's a personality.
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
But I think that is the right answer of just going back to confirming that it's not
and going
connected to your
back to
identity.
metrics and, all these things that will tell us something about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of like the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It's like we are so accustomed to getting knowledge about something versus going to the tree of life where his presence is and asking yourself, like, when I'm looking at my watch, when I'm getting on the scale, is it producing life in me? Because that's what God's after, abundant life, that we would have life to the full. And some of these things, they don't give us life to the full. And, we also know in spiritual warfare that the enemy knows our weaknesses. So where your weaknesses is not mine, like I struggle with an eating disorder in high school. So that like the enemy knows that's something that is hard for me, like body image, all that. So he'll go after, like the lie will come from that place.
Yeah, right.
So I think we have to be sensitive and even asking, where is it that I'm weak, where I'm prone to believe a lie? And Taylor and I were on a walk this morning and I was talking to her. I've been in Chronicles. I don't know. It's like all kind of converging with even our episodes, which is crazy. But I did not realize in Chronicles when David took a census of his army, a metrics basically of how many were in there, it says Satan, the adversary, came and put the thought in his mind. Like take a metrics, take some sort of scale to see how good I actually am versus waiting, like believing what God had said, like I'm the one who fights your battles. It's not about you. And so sometimes I think knowledge gives us this like pride a little bit, like, oh, I'm doing good. Yeah. Like, and it doesn't actually strengthen our intimacy with the Lord. So, I mean, I talked on last season's episode, like the scale is something I struggle with because in a lot of ways, the scale determined for years in my life how I was doing. I think Lisa has a book called
It's Not About What You Weigh.
It's Not About What You Weigh or whatever. And so I think it is important just as women that are aging to age with grace, like your mom.
Yes.
Like I want to age. Okay, my body is going to change because this is just these temporary dwellings that we're in are not forever. Right. They are fading.
And let healthy bodies be our scale of what we're wanting.
And not a number.
And again, your challenge is that, and I would think you too, and being more disciplined. And it's not to say like one struggle is better than the other, because you shouldn't swing the pendulum to like, oh, I'm just going to eat a bunch of cheeseburgers so that I appear more free than I am. No, God designed you to be a little bit more disciplined and have that, which is such a gift and that I need more of. And I'm like, the other pendulum on the other side is I've learned in this last season, again, I grew up as the girl who, which I mean, hate me. I hate that girl now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking. I really don't even like to talk about weight because it's one of those things that I think because I burn so much for freedom that it's something that I refuse to go in there. Like I won't get in that box. I will not go there. That will not
pioneering.
hold me. And I don't want it to hold anyone around me. But I have learned in the last season where probably I used to do this, but I didn't notice because I could eat I ate anything I wanted. I love food. And so but it was never, I grew up with an 8-pack. Like I just, I was always muscular. I was always toned. I was very athletic, like nothing. Guys, the amount of fast food I've consumed over my life. I love fast food. It's so delicious.
And out, as you love radiation.
I also love radiation. Just don't take notes
a good
on this
microwave.
podcast.
Please,
I love
a microwave moment.
They were all like, maybe we should get rid of our microwaves this morning. I was like, I put my head in the microwave every morning. I'm like, this is just me. Like, guys, get out of the box.
Get out! Don't get free!
Free others.
Get free! Soak up the radiation while you can. I'm kidding. That's a joke.
You're a fresh message this year on the treadmill. The ones that stay on the treadmill.
Oh my God.
Get off the treadmill.
All the women that get on the treadmill and get on the Peloton bike.
I know.
I mean, I was dying.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You're not going anywhere.
Peloton tread. I know who you are. I'm looking straight at you. I'm just kidding. No, but I think probably I've done this my whole life and just it hadn't caught up with me. But in the last kind of season, maybe decade, I realized I'm swinging the other way in coping with emotions through food and comfort and being carefree, and that feeling like a freedom for me, like I deserve if after something like this. I mean, I still will get the burger and no one should judge me. Okay. And I'm not judging myself because I really haven't eaten as much as I probably would normally be taking in over this time. And then I'll just be really hungry. But still, I also feel like in unhealth, I can utilize food as a comfort or a source to
we all can.
Yeah,
check
absolutely.
out, chill out. And so something the Lord's been dealing with me on in this season. And I came to John 5, where it's talking about the pool of Bethesda. And we were actually at a church service together, Michelle Brogan's event. And it was so beautiful what they were doing. They did that activation. They did this activation where they were talking about the woman with the issue of blood. And they were asking, I think the question was, Taylor, you might remember it better, but just the altar call was, hey, what do you need to come forward? And there was this beautiful red silk drape. And they were saying, what do you need to come forward and touch the blood of Jesus to be healed in your life? And I was just kind of standing there thinking, I really need to participate in this altar call, but I do not know. And I just was I was like, I'm just in faith. I'm going to go get in this line and I need to participate in this altar call because I was a part of the ministry. And anyway, so I'm standing in the line and I'm like, Lord, I don't even know. I don't know what you're doing. And I don't know, need healing right now. And so I just felt like the Lord whispered to me, I want to heal your mind as I was in that line. And so I went and I touched this beautiful red silk thing and just as a symbol, and it was really beautiful. And I was like, okay, I received that, Lord. Yes, heal my mind. And so I'm at home and now I'm just kind of processing this had all happened. And I was doing the dishes and I just was kind of thinking about this and I'm thinking that didn't just happen. Like I had this altar call, had this moment. I felt like the Lord told me he wanted to heal my mind. I released that. I felt good about it. But then as I'm doing the dishes and just kind of like processing like, okay, so am I healed? Like, did that happen? And I felt like the Lord said, this is just my invitation into a process for you to be a part of this with me. And I want to walk you through healing, but it's going to take you stepping with me in all of this. And so then I was taken to John 5, where it talks about the pool, and it was the man with the infirmity for 38 years. And so essentially they are all waiting around for the pool to be stirred. And then the one that got in first would be healed. And so he was there all along. And what's interesting, and I won't read it for the sake of time, but what's interesting is that Jesus comes to him and says, do you even want to be made well? And I feel like that was the question even at my sink that day of I had just gone to this altar call and like, yeah, heal my brain. Yes, of course. Thank you, Lord. Like I receive it. But I think the question was like, do you even want to be made well?
Right.
And when I say heal my mind, I don't know if I could assume a lot could relate of like struggles with looping on things, or even like I was talking about, like in unhealth, I could use food to cope with things, or Netflix to cope with things, or things that I don't want to do. I was talking to Taylor about this. Why do I continue to do the things I don't want to do? Because my mind needs healing. And so Jesus says, do you even want to be made well? And I thought this was so interesting is the man's response is immediately an excuse. He takes the victim mentality because he was waiting on the side, and every time it got stirred, well, someone else got in before me. 38 years of infirmity. And so then Jesus said to him, rise, take your bed and walk. And how this is what he did. Like, hey, do you even want to be made well? If you're going to remain in that victim mentality, that's where you'll stay by the side of that pool in your infirmity for the rest of your life. But if you want to pick up your bed and walk, and the crazy thing is the Greek word for infirmity, because I was just thinking, okay, well, that he was, physically lame. And I was like, I don't need a physical healing. This is more of a mental thing. But when I looked up that word infirmity, it says thea, and it's a condition of weakness, powerlessness, or incapacity that manifests in sickness, disability, or, get this, moral lassitude, which means weakness, exhaustion of the soul regarding to doing what is right or good. So this whole, why can't I do the things I know I need to do to have a healthy mind, to have a healthy body, to have a healthy spirit? Am I sitting in my infirmity, and do I even want to be made well at this point?
Well, what I love in that story too is I do agree with you that he was taking the victim mentality and saying, I can never get in first. But he's looking at Jesus, the one who can heal him. And really the excuse was, I have no one to put me in the pool. It's like he's waiting for someone else to come by to help him get the healing. And of course, Jesus just on the scene, flipping the whole thing of like, you've got access to me. You don't need to go through your priest or that fitness expert or I'm here standing in front of you. Do you want to be healed? And so I think that's a thing too is, hey, go to the naturopath doctor, but don't look at her as Jesus.
Right.
Yes. And don't discount if you need to get healthy in your body that you have access to the word of God and how that can be a healing agent in your body and in your life, just like the vitamins can and the food can and the walking can, whatever it might be. And so we have to look at that too, is who is our source?
That's right. Yeah.
Amen.
Which is why all the noise, and when you're talking about there's so much information, and you're hearing Carolina, what worked for you, we can't now adopt that what worked for everyone. That's going to be our thing. And so that's a really powerful tool to pick out. The other thing that the pool of Bethesda, the Hebrew meaning for that was actually a place of outpouring or a house of grace. And I thought the fact that he's waiting on someone else, he's sitting as a victim mentality. And what was the other thing that he was doing? Making excuses.
Yeah.
But guess what? The pool is the place of the outpouring and the house of grace. So if we continue to let the very thing hold us back, like, why can't I just do what I know is healthy for my mind, for my body, my spirit? But guess what? You're getting to enter into a place of outpouring, a house of grace. There's an ease with that, like you were referring to, Jeffy.
Yeah.
I just feel led to read this scripture from Romans 12. And I think it actually sums up a lot of what we're talking about. Therefore, I urge you, brothers, and I'm going to add in, and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. And Jeffy, to your point, what you opened with, like, it's all about seeking Him first, seeking the kingdom, and everything else will be added to.
Yes. Yeah. So good.
Could we maybe just give one like popcorn practical thing that has helped us?
Yes.
Or just a yes? Not like you have to do this, but it just may be helpful.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
Popcorn, not me.
Oh, I was always so stressed in school when it's like, someone's going to popcorn it to me and I don't have an answer. I don't have any.
The reading.
Yes, the reading.
I'll go. It's fine, guys. This is my idea.
Start us off.
Popcorn Taylor.
I did get a weighted vest.
Yeah. Did you take it through the airport?
I did not wear it here. And listen, it has not been a strict thing where it's happening every single day. It was a baby step for me.
Yeah.
I was like, people are talking about this recommended. And to be honest with you, I actually enjoy it. Like I do.
Good.
I enjoy wearing it. I've gone on walks and not had time to walk very far and come inside and done my laundry and kept it on. I probably look crazy, but I don't know. Maybe it just has a weird way of like making me feel strength or, like something is at work, something's happening. So that is something I am going to continue to do. Totally not a fitness expert, need to do a lot more, but I have enjoyed my weighted vest.
You can popcorn to me. I'm ready.
Go.
Popcorn Taylor.
This is a buzzword we talked about, protein, prioritizing protein. We do have a food scale, but I use it to measure coffee grounds, or weigh my dog, my new puppy. Like I don't use it I'm not weighing out my macros. Some people do that. And if that works for you, that's great. But just planning my meals around protein and letting that be the driving force of like, what are we eating tonight? Okay, well, we're eating salmon. And so I don't know what sides, but we're eating salmon, or we're eating chicken or ground beef, or if you do tofu, or however you get your protein. But I just really try.
If you do, I'm coming to your house and I'm giving you a burger.
I mean,
I'm just kidding. No, tofu's great. We love you.
But I try to think in terms of, as far as my plate goes, prioritizing protein first.
Yeah.
Protein first.
It's a good one. This is super practical, but in 2020, I just started drinking a glass of water before my coffee. Yes. And just one glass. It didn't have to be huge, but it was like just a simple step that kind of just, okay. I think that's actually really good for your body, just to have water.
You go halfway through. I can go halfway through the day, and I've had 2 cups of coffee and 0 water.
100%.
Yeah. And a lot of our hunger is based on dehydration. Yeah. What we feel is hunger.
I didn't even know that.
Jeffy, are you popcorning me over there with that glaze? For me, very simply, I've just been incorporating the kids. It's hard for me with work and I mean, now we're in summer, but school, just my calendar feels really full. And so I'm like, I'm that meme. I'm trying to drink the water, eat the protein, get the kids, gonna have quality time, all the things. And so I've just really been incorporating the kids. The kids are a little older. So my youngest is 5, 8, and then of course Sebastian's 10. And so the 8 and 5-year-old live for a park moment, just walk down. So what I've been doing is let's walk to the park. And then while they're there, I'm doing I started a squat challenge. So that's my very practical 30-day squat challenge, 3 sets.
Heck yeah.
I'll send you the thing. It's very easy. But to your point, it makes me feel like I'm doing one thing and one thing. I'm tackling one thing, move my body. That's it. I'm not worried about the 5 other things, just the one thing, move my body and incorporate my kids in it. And guess what? The kids actually love it. They do. They're Nico the other day was we're the fit family. I'm yeah, we are.
I love it.
So sweet.
I feel like I have a lot of intentions that would be really great ideas. But I'm going to actually just share one that I've actually executed that isn't just in my brain to do in the future. But I think working out with friends has been, I told James that I just realized that when no one's there, I don't want to go. And I don't think it's half of it's not an accountability thing. I just like to be around a couple people in the morning and it makes me get up because they're counting on me to be there. And we're going to have a little chit chat and I'm not going to get bored while I lift weights, which is normally what I do. So
that's great self-awareness though.
Yeah.
Yes,
it is.
You need a posse.
Yeah. So, and I know, and our posse dwindled. And so I had to find a new one. But I'm but I'm going to work to find a new one because it actually works. And so, it takes work, guys, to, who knew?
Doers Challenge.
Who knew? What is the Doers Challenge? Doers Challenge. Take a lap around your house. Oh, man.
guys, what is the doer's challenge for this week? Because we've made them up all on the spot. So I'm like,
choose one small action.
One small action this week.
Okay, let's just highlight the word small. Like let no one feel pressured by all of this. I hope this is helpful and not hurtful. And so pick one small area this week, whether it's your body, your mind, or your spirit, and ask God, what does faithfulness look like here right now? Then choose one small action and align that part of your life more fully with the purpose He's called you to. So just one small thing this week and take action. I love how you shared about your friend who's doing 5-5-5.
Yeah.
5 minutes of prayer. Because we talked a lot about physical, but spiritual.
Yeah.
Maybe you just pray for 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes
of prayer, 5 minutes of
speaking,
worship,
praying in the spirit, and 5 minutes of worship.
Of the word.
Yes.
Yeah. So prayer, speaking in spirit, the word, and worship.
Yeah.
And do it as a family would be really cool.
Yeah.
But even just individually,
Bite size.
Just bite size. So this might be controversial.
We're ready.
I kept thinking about is it Neil Armstrong, the guy that's like one small step for man, one giant leap for man?
That is so controversial.
Well, people are going to be like, well, I don't know. Nobody knows.
Like, why is that controversial?
Yeah.
We know
if
why.
you know, you know.
You know.
Yeah.
But it was just a small step, but it was huge, like in the, mankind. Why do you say Edit that out, please, Carlos. Edit that out.
Don't edit it out.
Yeah, that's cool.
Please edit that out.
Yes, Lord. What? It was
huge
step,
in the mankind.
but it was huge for mankind. I think we're going to end the episode on that.
Oh my goodness.
What are you trying to say? Just take one step and you're going to be good? Okay.
Carlos,
Also, look up Neil Armstrong and if we actually landed on the moon. Okay.